Shot, Dougie. Okay, so this is the driver swing. Yeah, so it looks like, what you're doing with the irons is actually, in the takeaway, is actually making the difference on top of the stuff we've worked on. So we can see the driver here, a little bit low, a little bit excess face rotation compared to your iron swing. Okay, so we get the club a little flattened behind you there. Shoulder plane changes. Okay, so shoulders get a little flat there. And then obviously that right leg's going to give in. See how we stand up to try and get that club into position. Okay, from there, very good. Dropping the club, firing the legs, but you can see the posture has changed quite dramatically. Okay, so we just got to work on the posture and the takeaway a little bit with the driver, just like we did with the irons, and that should sort it out and stop that move. You can see quite a big change in posture there. Okay, the swing and the plane and the sequence are looking really good. Okay, so we'll see the same here. Face opens up and a little under the plane. Okay, obviously that shoulder plane will flatten, and then from there we kind of stand up and lift the club into position to get it into position. Okay, the right leg, I must say, is looking way better. So that's really good. So that's why the irons are working so well. Okay, so we're just going to stop that move there. Okay, and a lot of that will be to do with the takeaway as well. Alrighty. From there on, everything looking really good and deliver the club really, really well. Plane, sequence with the hip work, lag and release, very good. Hey buddy, okay, very, very well played. I'm super happy with where the game is at. Obviously we'll look a little bit at the driver, but you did finish 5 over, okay, which is really not bad. Our target, I think, at the moment is just either side of 80. Okay, so we can play off 9. So we're going to shoot on 79. We're going to settle around that sort of 78, 79 to 82, 83 mark. We're going to settle there for now, and then see where we go from there. The driver's inconsistent. Okay, we're going to do some speed testing. Check out your club head speed. Check out your ball speed. Okay, because I felt like sort of 1, 2, and 3. The driver distance cost you sort of a shot or half a shot each time. But then, 9, I mean, you're hitting it, and that's an uphill one. I mean, you're hitting it 10 meters short of the two scratch golfers. So there can't be a huge distance issue there. It's more of a consistency thing. But let me check the speeds first, club head speed and ball speed, and then we'll decide from there. Okay, technique-wise, right, once we have the alignment correct, okay, and obviously that hip and face under control, okay, the posture and tempo and release, okay, the compression of the golf ball, okay, leading the handle. Remember, compression is not hitting it down, it's just a leveraged position, hitting the middle of the face, okay, right, that more leveraged position in terms of your chest and the handle and launching that ball a little bit lower. Okay, is really sort out that ball flight. The ball flight is really penetrating and very little side spin, so it looks really, really good. You can see there on the driver, especially at the end of the range, that's when we start to lose that height, lose the backswing a little bit there, and then it's a little bit of a lottery from there. So we're going to feel like it's the same swing as the driver, just a little bit more solid, keeping your height a little tighter there. Okay, and then we'll just open up the hip and find the back of the ball as often as possible. Okay, if there is a speed issue, then we'll look at that, figure out how we can try and increase it. Okay, but for now, I'd rather build tension in your body, translate that to efficient speed, to ball speed, and then those shots like 9 will happen more often. Okay, and then that's going to make the game a hell of a lot easier for you. Alright, from there, I think we've got some short game work to do. Okay, the chipping's a little bit inconsistent. Okay, Okay, it looks a little bit sort of low and shallow on the right side, and sort of scared to bounce the club. Okay, so we need to figure that out next week. Just get the right plane, the right low point, and the right angle there on the bottom of the club. So we might need to stand sort of a little more upright and close to the ball, but I'll check it for you next week. And then the putting's inconsistent. Okay, we're going to start with the strike. Okay, so the sort of chest and arms tend to disconnect a little bit, but basically strike them very inconsistently. Okay, some sort of like that, some sort of like that, and then some flat. Okay, we're just going to get that strike consistent. Right, we're trying to strike the ball just below the equator of the golf ball. Okay, with obviously the face rotating as little as possible. Okay, and everything moving in a nice smooth tempo. Okay, sometimes the hands get quick, sometimes everything gets slow, and then the strikes are just all over the place. Alright, so just need to do consistent striking. Once you strike in them consistent, okay, you're going to get more confident, and your tempo will settle down, and then it's much easier to gauge distance. Okay, your distance is very inconsistent, but it will be inconsistent if your strike is inconsistent. Okay, so that's how what you have to figure out. So putting, strike, and tempo. Okay, we have a little bit of touch. Okay, we're going to figure out that short game, where the low point is, and what the angle of that club is reacting with the ground. Okay, and then the driver, a little bit neater posture, body tension. Okay, and we'll do some speed testing. Iron game is just brilliant. Okay, we absolutely, and that's where we've been working for the last 3 weeks. So we're super happy.